Ohio State likes to show the world how NFL they are with some of the guys that they have and your experience and the draft and all that stuff. I was wondering, I know that you're still going through spring ball, but how alike is the infrastructure of this program, the way you guys hold meetings, the schedules, and all this stuff to the NFL?
I'll tell you this.
Is the program run in a similar way to your experience?
As much as it can be, the difference is the classes that the kids have, the young men have to go to, we don't have in the NFL. So the structure of the work is a little bit different, but what separates you Ohio State guys is the total growing of the man. I mean, I really am in awe of how Coach Meyer and the staff and the system grows a human being, not just a football player. So what we found in the NFL is when Ohio State guys come, their mental toughness, because they go through this system of the grind of hard, they come in so mentally tough, it's tough to trip up Ohio State guys. So that's why you see the young guys succeeding in the NFL, because the talent level is the same. We get talented guys from Alabama or Auburn or wherever else, but the guys at Ohio State succeed because of really the mental toughness program they go through.
You have to change the way you coach now that you're dealing with children?
They're not children, they're young men, but I tell you what, there's not a whole lot of difference. There's not a whole lot of difference. The argument to be made in the NFL.
You have two hometowns listed. You have two hometowns listed, New Jersey and also Youngstown.
That's not a hometown. New Jersey's not a hometown.
That's what
I was born in Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
St. Elizabeth Hospital. My dad was the head coach at Austintown Fitch High School at the time.
There you go. You sound like you have a little bit of a southern accent.
Well, I'm a coach's kid, so I moved around about every 2 years of my life. We were.
Where did you get that then?
I don't know. It's a blend.
You touched on this Ari's question about the grind. How much does this come from? Just that idea. How pivotal, how important is that word to put these guys in uncomfortable positions to make them grow, to make them deal with adversity?
That's the only place mental toughness grows, is in adversity. So the difficult position, the awkward, the uncomfortable spot is how you grow mental toughness. And that's what we give these players to not only take into the NFL. I think the piece that's kind of underlooked, everybody talks about the NFL, is how many successful young businessmen we have that are out there, because the program builds you to be mentally tough, because it puts you in uncomfortable spots every day. You're pushed to the limit every day, and through that you can do nothing but grow.
Could you give an example of just something that would be easy to just come forward and do something that's comfortable, but you guys deliberately make it different?
I think one of the biggest things is the competition. A young man that's going to pick Ohio State picks competition. There's easier paths to take. You can go to another school that's in the Big Ten or somewhere where you can start earlier. If you pick here, you pick to go through the hard, competitive road, and that competition alone brings out the best in everyone. Anybody else?
Your trio is pretty special, it seems like, the group that you're going to start the year with. From an NFL standpoint, you obviously coached dozens and dozens of great NFL caliber players. Is this group kind of an NFL group, considering their athleticism, what they've already proven on the field? Is this kind of a group that looks like it can project at that level?
There's a lot left. There's a lot of meat left on the bone before I can say that. But I will say there's a very athletic group. They've got great size and length and athleticism. So all the pieces are there. Now we just have to work our way into where we can say this is an NFL group.
And it's a room that's full of NFL tradition. I mean,
Yes, it is.
kind of famed themselves out. Linebacker, you. Is that a prideful thing for you to take over that, to foster that room into a new generation?
Absolutely. I think Coach Fickle's done an outstanding job. The work speaks for itself. I mean, how many NFL players does Coach Fickle and Ohio State Buckeyes under his coaching got into the NFL? I think that's it's real. I mean, there's no team that has more NFL linebackers than Ohio State and drafted out. Now we got Raekwon McMillan going in this year. So it's a tradition that we're very proud of. But right now, the group that's here cannot focus on any of that. They have to focus on being the best Ohio State Buckeye we can be and see what we can get done.
I see you say this a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but you're a Youngstown guy. Right now, all three of your projected linebackers, I believe, are from Northern Ohio. Is there something about Northern Ohio?
There might be. That's something to look into. The state of Ohio has such a great tradition in high school football. And I myself went to Berea High School up in Cleveland. So I know the Ohio high school football very well, and the state of Ohio takes so much pride in growing really the young men and the football players. The same mentality that we say comes out of Ohio State of mental toughness, I think the state of Ohio kind of fosters that with all the different Ohio State high school football.
You're succeeding a guy, Luke, who left very large footprints here. Obviously, you have a successful career that you're coming from. is there any, but you're not a college guy, was there an idea that, okay, I don't want to feel like I'm replacing him, I'm succeeding him and not replacing him, or do you feel like, okay, I've got to do everything that we can?
Oh, I've got to be me. I've got a long coaching background, and I'm going to just be me. I'm going to give these guys what I have, with my knowledge. I'm going to share with them. I'm going to push them, drive them in my own way. Coach Fickle has moved on to Cincinnati, and he's taking his skills there. There's no difference in the two. He's got his way, I've got mine. But at the end of the day, the backers on the field have to play great football. That's our job.
Coach, I was over at the Ryan Day interview opportunity a second ago, so I missed this a little bit. You may have touched on it, but the move of Chris Worley inside and stuff, what does he bring to that table? And is it just basically his experience as much as anything else, getting guys lined up and stuff? Just what does he bring to
It's
that?
a little bit of everything, with probably the key piece being the strong leadership. He's our quarterback. That Mike position's the quarterback. So he has a great understanding and ability to line everybody else up and then do his job.
When did you come to the idea or the decision to move him inside?
We did it collectively as a staff. We just looked at everybody we had, and one of the things we're looking at, spring ball is for seeing who fits where. So we'll move them around and see where they fit. I'm still asking Chris to know the Sam and other guys to know the Mike, and we're just moving them around. But right now, Chris is after 3 days looks like a pretty good fit for him.
We haven't really asked about Jerome Baker. What are your impressions of him?
Jerome's a very talented young man, and I think he's got a big upside. But again, he's got a lot of work in front of him too. I mean, the potential's there, but potential's a very dangerous word. It's got to be backed up by work, and he's working hard right now. So we're excited about him.
A lot of new coaches talk about like a blank slate. You mentioned that with recruiting, but you were obviously around the program last year. Do you think that gives you a leg up over knowing the guys a little bit better and kind of knowing the in and out of every day?
Absolutely. My year off, my volunteer year here was a great learning experience to know the guys, the players, to know Coach Meyer and his system, and it's a very linear system. There's very specific. There's great leadership here, and everybody knows exactly what's expected of them. And being here for that year helps me to understand everybody's role. And I sat back and watched Luke's role, and now hopefully I can fill those shoes and just fit into the program.